Studio.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I wanted to say like Maria, aka Anna.
Her real name is
Anna
Anna
Maneno.
Maneno.
You're welcome to the Cool Drive. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Uh,
Thank you. How about you?
been a while actually.
Sure.
And you
Yeah.
look good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right then, Anna. It's such a pleasure to have you with us here in the studio, joining us for the last hour on the celebrity profile. And we have been watching everything that you're doing. First, maybe you can give us a brief introduction into who you are before we just conclude that you're Anna Maneno. What would you like to introduce yourself as?
I'm called Anna Maneno Michael Miller. I'm a poet.
Okay.
I write. I'm an actress. I'm a humanitarian worker. I'm an advocate. I can say God bless me in everything. That's what I can say.
Yeah.
Because even singing, I can sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can sing and love.
How did you become so multi-talented? How did you manage to become an advocate, a human rights advocate, right? A humanitarian,
Yeah.
and then all these things all in one. What was the goal? How were you able to multitask many things at the same time as a young person?
Something while at school, in primary, I was a very stubborn girl. I mean, I don't do things because you want me to do. I do things because I'm comfortable doing it. So even in the family, and I was so much into reading, not the curriculums that they teach us, but I got read about the stories of people where I can find someone doing a lot of things. Like a talent is talent, and then in all these things that I am doing, I find ease at it. I don't find hardship. Like it's so simple. It's just like waking me up in the middle of the night, say do poetry. I can do that. In the middle of the night, okay, do art. I start acting. I can do it. So in the middle, just call me and say, right, I can. I find it easy. To the humanitarian aspect of it, I was a bullied child. While a child, I was really bullied, really, really bullied. From school, I was in here in primary one. So I remember how they would make me cry from school. I come home crying because they would make fun of me, really, really fun of me. I was so rebellious. You can't just humiliate me and you go free. You better hate me for my decision. But then I found that pain. Another is the story of my life. I don't think when I need to, because people take it personal. Yeah, the story of my life. I grew up from that painful kind of aspect from childhood. I remember when my mom told me one day in the hospital, but what she told God, I was in the hospital for long. She told God, like, do not kill your daughter. Just make her live so she can glorify your name. That was her prayers.
Okay.
And yeah, I survived. And then that heart of, I grew out through that pain. I wouldn't want anyone to go through the pain. People who met me in real life would know the compassion and the love I have. The too much I care too much about people. I would not even want anyone to bully a child close to me just to make someone feel inhuman. Yeah, it just started like a personal lifestyle.
Out of thousands applicants, you reached top 20,
Top 30 first.
top 30,
Yeah.
then top 10.
Yes.
Anna Maneno was named as the future African leader
Yeah.
with an award to it, as being one of. You guys were two females, as
Only two females. Yeah.
Yeah, only two females, all the way from South Sudan. How was the journey? How did you reach there?
First thing I can say is the grace of God. The grace of God. And to the ones who have been close to me, they will really know I'm this kind of person. I confess. I use my mouth. Where I believe that where there is faith, let your mouth confess.
Yes.
I would really, really, really confess. Really confess. Like, I have this confession. Nations are celebrating me. Presidents are honoring me. Great men are honoring me. My path is like a shining light. My life is full of glory. Like I use my
into
mouth. So with my actions, I can say it's the grace of God. Because when I met all the other 9 other winners, they were all like, was saying if this girl does not go through, then something might be like they were believing in me more than themselves. But trust me, when you listen to the work they have been doing in their countries, you're like seriously, how did I win here? So that's exactly what I was feeling like. Okay, how did I really win? But at the end of the day, it's the grace of God, because of the activities I was doing, and coming from the country of South Sudan. It's something maybe that makes it outstanding, because I have projects that I've done in the refugee camps, in the vulnerable communities. Out of, not because I really want anyone to applaud me, but because I was doing out of the heart of humanity, to preserve love, to preserve kindness, and become the hope to the hopeless. Yeah.
Your activities, which activities were you doing? And at which age have you started doing it? Because from the look, like you're so young.
Yeah. I started leadership from primary.
Okay.
I started leadership from there.
That was something you're interested in.
Yeah. It's not that I'm interested in it. I am passionate about being a change maker. When things are not comfortable in me, I make sure like I want to change it. And I feel another thing is my voice. When I was a kid, they used to call me Obi, meaning lion. So they believe lion has a deep voice. But with time I realized why I was given that voice. I started that passion, let me say, when I was in my O level, when I joined senior 1. I was bold, but then there was still that fear, like, okay, I was the youngest in my school, my whole school, in my senior 1. But then this leadership, someone told me, I can't be in the regional level. There was a Greater Equatorial Students Union. Be there. And I was like, I'm so young. Someone was like, you're not young. You're called for a different life to live. So I applied and I became the deputy speaker. I started from there. And then I became the finance secretary. So when I became the finance secretary, our union didn't have money. I took it upon myself as a personal initiative. And then I came to South Sudan. When basically in Yei, I would move to offices, organizations, even the ministerial offices. That was the time it made me to really now fight harder. I was so young. I mean, 15, no, I was 14, 15. But my mouth would talk beyond my age. That's something God has gifted me with. I will speak beyond my age. And this is someone, you're coming to them, and then the next thing, these are the kind of ladies we want for the country. Go, girl, take education as a priority, girls. And then this is first day. Second day, you're beautiful. Third day, I'm in love with you, and I can do for you everything. So you will see how men were becoming manipulative. But then I also thank God for my mom. I really thank God for my mom, because she taught me with this habit of I should not ask money from nobody apart from her. If not her, you're not asking money from nobody. So like, it's my mom.
Strict parents.
It's just her. Man, go and ask money from someone, she will beat the hell out of you. So it was just Gonya Binu to Asabguato. So like, it was always in my mind, and I would tell them, no, my mom is there for me. Then later I realized how many girls have been taken advantage of. I won all those things because they couldn't win it. I remember one person told me he would kill me because I said he's too old. Even for my mom, he's too old for my mom. I was there in the offices for a different purpose, not for my body. So I felt like, okay, Anna, you have to do something outstanding. Then one day when you talk to this girl child in the country, they'll be able to listen. Because I will be speaking to them from a point of experience. Imagine I tell them, be careful, because a lot of, it's true, no gift is for free. Free things are not for free. Actually, it costs us more than our own labor. When the war began, we were pushed into the refugee camps. So me, I was in Arua, and I would go to the refugee camp. I would see how girls were dropping out of school. Not because they really want, but maybe at times there's no school, and then you feel like life is useless. How about to get for marriage? So I make them understand this thing, that it's not marriage that changes your life. Marriage is not bad, but then how you go for it is what makes it bad. Because which kind of family you're going to. Then that's how I started my advocacy of talking to the girl child, talking to them. By the way, I believe in God so much. I also, like, everything I do, at least I bring God in it, because I feel at the end of the day we need God in everything that we do. Talk to them.
All right, then. I mean, telling us how the entire thing started and how you started into leadership and being there. So, we'd like to first of all congratulations. We'd like to
Thank you.
congratulate you for winning. What exactly happens in the award, and what is the value of you having this award, and why did you choose this one in particular?
I came across the Future Africa Leaders. Okay, first of all, let me thank the founder and the president of the Future African Leaders Foundation, Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakhilome. He's the pastor, Pastor Chris. He brought this foundation beside the gospel. So it's an independent body. As much as he's a pastor, he just wants to celebrate African leaders because he has this phrase of Africa can only be built by Africans. So his intention is every year he brings out amount of $125,000 to support and give these grants to all these 10 winners. His aim is just to support the young Africans who are doing vibrant things in their communities. Yeah, so in 2018, I happened to meet one of the South Sudan. He was a star prize winner. He's called Isaiah Tongdeng. In 2018, he was from South Sudan. I remember he was the first person to apply for it. The foundation began in 2013. So this year is going to celebrate the 10th anniversary. So and imagine all these years I've been giving that grant to different individuals from different countries. The good thing is it's from every country. It's a Nigeria, okay, they're doing it in Nigeria, but there's no favoritism like you're from this country, but then they see the value of work you've done and then they celebrate you. And he told it was an achievement. I was so excited for him. The foundation made me to realize, okay, who doesn't want to be in this platform? So I now started taking the things I was just doing minor. So I started getting the zeal and the passion to even do more. This way, even in the country, when Corona came in, I became the most active member of the South Sudan Youth Fight Against COVID-19. And then in the empowerment programs, I used to do a lot of volunteer work. I can say this award is because of the heart of volunteerism. Because I did volunteer a lot. I can say up to last year I was volunteering. I didn't get really a job that I was employed. But then I was doing it out of the passion because I know where I wanted to go. And then with this kind of volunteer, what involves in it, because majority of it is on youth empowerment, on changing the community, talking about peace, talking about women empowerment, reaching out to them. Some of the activities I to make them have that different mindset, because most times I don't go free-handed. I can take for them sanitary pads, I can take them knickers, take for them shavers, like, so I can have that thing to talk to them and then advise them. Because all of us, it's like when all of us are together talking about our issues, you'll notice that you're not alone in this. At times I talk to them about my own life. I was like, you see, people, not everyone who looks happy is really from a happy background, but then you choose. Life is full of choices. Yeah, so I make that take any advantage. So if they make me go to the radio station, I speak it with Jesus's joy. When it means go to Lemon Gaba, I would really go and do it with all my heart. Yeah.
So this is Anna Maneno. Actually, let me read the achievement that you have been awarded for. You did fund a borehole project in Lologo,
Yeah.
providing water for more than 1,500 people. And then you contributed in building a house for elderly women whose shelters which collapsed. Then you did fix orphanage fences. Then the other one, you did help in education and mentorship campaigns, which targeting children, especially adolescents, girls in the campsite, and created awareness to the teenage pregnancy and helped return them to school. As well, you facilitated in training for women and students on peace, process, women empowerment, and reproductive health. With all this you have done, have you gotten any support from home after you coming back?
As in the country. of them I've not done in person, like me
Yeah,
alone.
as groups,
Yes,
yeah.
I can bring us, it's a need, and then think on how we can do it. Yes. So maybe whoever is listening, not everything I really funded for it. Majority of it is like bringing the need in it and then advocating, like, can you join me in and do this?
Yeah. All right, then you also mentioned that other people there had projects. People had different projects, and everyone had to present the projects that they did, and that's how you end up winning. So in the beginning, how many were you?
Were at there were thousands of applications,
Yeah.
and then among us who are chosen for our work to be shown globally, we were 30.
Yeah.
So out of the 30, they'll have to choose 10. That's why I say it's the grace of God now for you to be among the 10.
Yeah.
Because you know, when Jesus says yes, nobody, absolutely nobody can say no. He will really put your name there. To me, I just say it's the grace of God.
Yeah.
age limit for it?
Yes, it's between the age of 17 and 24.
Okay.
Yes, so the oldest you must really be is 25 years old. Yeah, you really have to be passionate about changing your communities. It doesn't really mean whoever is listening to me, you can go to their website. Applications will be enrolled very soon. It will be open up to September. You're listening to me, want to be part of this award, then start being a change maker. It does not necessarily mean you should do women empowerment, the volunteer, the humanitarian work, because the star prize winner from Cameroon was doing on technology, innovation, agriculture can be part of it. Yes, so different fields. For him, he was doing robots. The others who are supporting the widows in their countries. The others who are doing on emergency response. Yes. So you might come in and then write this project, go to this organization to support you. Because at the end of the day, the grants they give us is not like a money, and use this money, go for tour, appreciate yourself. That money is given so I can go around and do better things. I can use this fund to also mobilize other funds. Yeah, to do better changes in my community.
So what's the plan right now? Now that you've come as a future African leader, and now you're back to your home country, South Sudan, what plans do you have for the girls here in South Sudan, or what plans do you have for your community, or for the communities in South Sudan?
At first, without even the award, I already had my plans for this year.
Yeah.
When I was in school, I didn't study from here. I studied from Uganda. So we used to there was this program, they call it PSC, where you're in school, people from the university, people working classes will come to you, talk to you about a lot of things in life. Maybe lawyers, they will bring them, talk, and then it makes you, it's like a career guidance. It will make you get excited. Okay, if I grow up, I want to be like so and so. It used to give me that morale. I know somebody somewhere, as much as my mom has been there for me, but I knew there were people, different mentors, people who talked to me, who made me see the other side of life. And I became who I am today. So my plan for this year, I'm going to have school outreach programs. That one, it's not only going to be me. I'm going to organize it, of course, by myself, but then I'm going to, even you, I will call you anytime. We go to any of the schools. Even if we're having 1 hour session with all the students, I realized I was so much into empowering the girl child, but then the boy child is left out. So when we go this program, we're going to have with all the school. I will reach out to these schools, but first the Ministry of Education. Yeah, talk to them, and then we can reach out to these schools, talk to them about life. Another thing, that the reason why we have so much teenage pregnancy in South Sudan is because they've taken sexual education as a taboo. But the truth is, there's adolescent age that you're going to be like, you want to be with a man. Those feelings are going to come, so we're going to teach them.
Because like you say it's a taboo, yeah?
Yeah.
Because in South Sudan, it's a campaign one is about sexual education and stuff. It's a bigger there and some kids, they can go and tell, Baba there is a kid. Then like those parents, they can come aggressive, like, why are you guys teaching our kids bad manners and sort of.
That's my program for schools. We have to first talk about it.
Yes.
Ministry of Education and Ministry of Health.
Yes.
These are realities. Because if they don't tell them, that's why their girls get pregnant at a tender age. Because they don't want to face the reality. Those are things that they are going to face in life. And then when they get those feelings, how are they going to overcome it? Should they go out with these guys? Because a lot of these parents do not teach their girls wrong people teach their girls, and those the people who teach their girls take advantage of it. Me, I blame parents to a greater extent. We are having a lot of neglect parents who have neglected their responsibility. They do not have time. You're having a girl child. Now, of recent, I had an outreach at Lemugaba, and one of the voices this lady told me was like, thank God my parents, I wanted to reach out to 30, and I received over 133 women. So the lady, you really know the emotions. And she was like, talk to our parents, because you're coming to your mother, ask for sanitary pads. She's going to tell ita maraba. Malta marana dile rujal takide. So what are you telling this child? What lesson are you telling this child? So some of the parents, to a greater extent, contributed to the mess of their children. Yeah. So as much as we're going to do, it's like bringing in with the ministry, it means it's going to be legalized. To give the access, because this is a very important thing to teach the children. We are having so many kids, they are finishing their senior fund, they do not know what they want to be in life. They do not
Career
have
guidance.
they do not have any passion for future. They just say, hey, I want to be like this. You're seeing our kids in the streets, not that they have not studied. Some of them finish their senior course, but they do not know what they want in life. Others are in the university, they don't know why they're doing the course. It's because their parents I want you to be a doctor, but then do they have the desire? These are things that we need to face, because we are the ones to build South Sudan.
Between your 2 weeks travel to Lagos, of course there are challenges that you have faced, and there's happy moments that you have faced. Apart from you being awarded, what are the two? You can tell us a little bit story on the sad and the happy part of it.
Hey, let me now tell you that black is beautiful. That's a compliment I got from everybody. Whether it's being a man, a female, they always say, your black shines, you are beautiful. Oh, South Sudan, like to them, like, oh, South Sudan also has good things. So I've been having different radio tours, television tours. Channel TV is one of the international TVs.
Yeah.
There's the
Is it for Pastor Chris?
no,
Which one
it's
is
an
the
international.
TV? Yeah.
It's an international TV station, not for Pastor Chris, because people outside the church hosted that. It's something, though it's funded by Pastor Chris. Now, that day was great. It was honored by the former presidents, the two former presidents of Nigeria, His Excellence Obasanjo. Then we had His Excellence Goodluck Jonathan, and then we had the former permanent ambassador of African Union to United States, Dr. Arikana. So these are people who are not in the church, but they're already leaders. They have prominent and reputable legacy in the continent of Africa. They were all there. So it means we are hosted by different TV stations. Now let me talk about the day for our press conference. We had over 12 TV stations, streaming us live. And what was amusing about it, in the podium I was the only female. To be the only female, I was from South Sudan. Like, people were so eager, wanting to know much about South Sudan. Some of the links, if they can get from my Facebook, I will share it on my Facebook page, Anna Maneno. I remember there's this common question they ask me. With the stories we hear about South Sudan, you mean it's not as hopeless? Like,
Hopeless.
yes, hopeless. Hopeless, as grimace as we see. And I tell them, one thing I knew is I was so patriotic. I was so proud, and I would tell myself, Anna Maneno Komila from the Republic of South Sudan, from the blessed nation of South Sudan. Like, I was so passionate about South Sudan. We have our own follies, but then I'm not supposed to go to Nigeria about the issues of my country. I can come to my country and talk about the issues. South Sudan already has amazing and beautiful things to talk about, but then why are they concentrating on the negative things? So I will tell them, it's not like that. It's the media, people who come to the country get what they want. They don't get the exact story about South Sudan. That's why we need to start advertising and talking good about our country. It's going to talk good about South Sudan. In our posts, not every time we need to fight. Not every time we need to be criticizing the government. Not every time we need to underlook South Sudan. South Sudan is a beautiful nation. So I will talk to them about the amazing and beautiful things in South Sudan. But yeah, and then even there were extra people who call
let's say, the country affairs, like the way South Sudan is, because we have youth that are involved? The numbers, is it the same?
Let me tell you the truth. Nigerians are good in branding.
Mm.
Those people can brand. You know our weakness? We
Mm.
don't know how to brand.
Mm.
And another thing is Nigerians, they are go takers.
Mm.
Those people are survivors.
Mm.
They no longer even care whether the government does what. They no longer care about the government
Mm.
because they now think of how to survive.
Mm.
When I was traveling, I had foreigners in the plane. I was the only South Sudanese. So the hotel we're in Addis. You know, in Addis, you have to declare money beyond. And you see the amount of money these people were declaring.
From South Sudan.
Yeah, from South Sudan. The least I remember the person had was $15,000.
Mm.
That's the least.
The least.
Mm.
These are people who came from the poor countries to come and survive from South Sudan.
Mm.
And then when I was in the car, they were dropping us to the airport. I remember one of the guys told me and was like, look at the street. It's so clean. Unlike your Juba, very dirty. And I was like, if you dare repeat this statement, you will not like what comes out of me. Because you see, the country you're trying to abuse, the one that has given you survival.
Mm.
It is the one that has given you survival. There's no way you can disrespect my country.
Mm.
I was so angry. I took it personal, but my personality is because they were getting so much money from the country, and then the youth of my country are complaining.
Mm.
They are looking at what bad things the government does, but then they are not looking at how I can survive in this regime.
Mm.
That's the mindset our youth need to develop. When I reach Nigeria, let me say the airport. I'm being honest. Their airport is one of the most disorganized airport.
Mm.
And then the good thing when I got out and then he met me, I was like, hey, see how disorganized the airport is. Like, I was also disgracing from the airport. I started paying it back to them.
Mm.
But then my point is this. We are over criticizing our country.
Mm.
South Sudanese, we are over. Our country will always remain the best country. No country is better than South Sudan. People even who go out, they're just trying to survive. But then South Sudan, if we start looking at how important this land is, we start looking at what you can do for this country, not what the government can do. I know there's some system. I'm not on support of the government, neither am I in support of youth. I'm not against the government, and neither am I in their support. But I'm just trying to be patriotic about my country. You see, if we start looking at you as Kafuki, what are you doing? You're advocating through the radio. Your voice is changing somebody. Diko, what are you doing? Anna Manena, what are we doing? Imagine we start asking ourselves what we can do in the country. Look at, you see, one person also asked me a question from Kenya, one of the winners from Kenya. He asked me, Anna, why do South Sudanese import laborers from Kenya? You people, why? I've not answered that question because I don't know. I told him, I was like, to be honest, this is something I'm also questioning. I'm a South Sudanese, but I don't know. So you would know how some countries are now taking South Sudan as an opportunity.
Yeah.
They even say that, hey, these people, they are so lazy. That's a statement they use. They don't even look at this opportunity.
As you being the youngest representative for the youth in the Parliament of South Sudan, whom to be blamed on this, like the unemployment of the youth, the government or the youth themselves or the country?
I don't blame nobody. We are all to be blamed. Even me, Anna Maneno, I must be blamed. All of us. We have a contribution in this. Not only the government, even the youths.
What do you think we need to change?
What we need to change, if the government is listening to me now, what you need to do is your policies need to protect your citizens. It is unfair for a citizen to work as a slave in their own country.
Yeah.
Protect the labor. Criticizing and fighting the government. Go survive. Anything you can do, the opportunity in it, do it with Jesus' joy. Do it with the passion. Whatever thing you're doing, do it with Jesus' passion. If it means going online, one thing we lack is knowledge. We're so ignorant and proud.
Yes.
There's so much pride and ignorance. We do not look at we do not think on what the kind of life we want after 10 years from now, 20 years from now. We only look, imagine others just getting $1,000 per month already. It's after woman to drinking alcohol to this. And then do not care about the children. But then do it with Jesus' joy. Start thinking about your future. If you do not seek knowledge, read books. Social media is not enough to criticize one another. Go read. There are websites you can read a lot of things,
Mm.
and together we can change.
Yeah.
And I still emphasize, let's do on agriculture.
Mm.
People, I'm so disappointed. The truth is 99% of the food we consume in South Sudan is imported.
Mm.
Don't we have fertile land? Okay, in Juba, I've noticed of cattle raiding, and cattle, they come eat the labor. How about you go to our villages? Yei has a fertile land. Morobo has fertile land. Do we also need foreigners to be doing that for us?
Mm.
Yeah, imagine investors. We do not only invest in foreign land. You can come, go buy the hectares of land, and then it will be like a source of employment to the local communities. To bring people from outside, employ the people in their local communities. There we can build South Sudan.
Yeah.
South Sudan is an amazing nation.
Yeah. All right, then this is Anna, and she's truly a future leader. Her speech, when she speaks, you know, this is a leader that is talking.
If you have listened actually to her speech on like the time during the summit in Lagos, she gave a strong speech. Actually, I've been following her.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
All right, then Anna, because also we're having a time issue, so before we let you go, we're going to, I think, give callers a chance, and we're also going to involve some of our online engagers, people that are engaging with us on our social media platforms. Michael is saying, "Hi, I'm Michael from Kuwait. I'm watching you live from Kuwait, and I'm waiting for the program." I guess that's earlier. And Ojok is saying, following from Yei. Also, comedian Kiden said, "Greet for me, please." And we have Josephine Kulen, who's the Miss Deaf Africa. She said, "Big congratulations, and I'm so proud of you, Anne."
Oh, thank you.
And Noel Goody is saying, "Hi, I'm from Rock City. I love the program. Thanks." And Promoter D is saying the truth. All right, then also he's saying, "Let's promote the talent. We really have good talent." Then I thank you so much for following and being part of today's conversation. If you've also been listening and you'd like to call in and join us, go ahead and do that. We're going to be giving you a chance. The number still remains the same, and it's 0922 990 990. رقم هو 0922 990 In the studio, we're joined by Anna Maneno, who is one of the 10 winners in Lagos, Nigeria, for the Africa
The
Future Africa Leadership Award. And yeah.
And we do have a caller online. Advanced Youth Radio.
Hello.
Hey,
How are you?
we are doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. I like the program actually.
Okay, thank you. Talk to Maneno, please.
You're speaking to Dengario. Anna.
Yes.
Manaoji.
Oh, hobby.
I knew one day you'll be somewhere.
Oh, thank you.
How are you?
I'm blessed. Thank you.
I like the program actually. Just kind of encouragement to you, to everyone in South Sudan. Now we don't wait for people to do for us things. Man. If we don't do it, who will do it?
Yeah.
And then if we don't support the who support the other people too. We have a lot of hardworking men and hardworking women and then bright kids. But if we don't support them, we lose hope. So they will end up by like, we have some lazy youth around, but not because they're lazy, but they are not given the courage to do whatever they do. For example, the companies, big companies, they get contract here. Then there are those works that the community can do.
Yeah.
They don't need any foreigner to do it for us actually. For only those who travel outside the country, they know how other people treat their locals. For you to get to acquire that land to do a project before before anything, they'll give you rule number one. How many community members are you going to employ? So that's actually is good. And then if all of us will preach that thing, then that's good actually.
All right, thank you.
Community are very important.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think because of time, we're just going to be having one caller. And before we leave you to let you go, what will be your last remarks?
To anyone destroying this country, whether it being in the NGO sector, in the government, whoever is listening to my voice, and you know you're giving a negative energy to South Sudan, be warned that you might survive this and your children. How about your great-grandchildren? They will have to face the consequences. Because whatever thing you do now will contribute and come back to you. And another one to everyone listening to me, no international body, no organization is ready to build South Sudan. Because they're here with their own aim. They're here doing what they want to do. not what the country needs. So do not put your hope on anybody. Contribute by yourself. Every citizen can build this country. If all of us join our hands together, even the security, we can make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then that is coming in from Anna Meneno, and she is one of the winners. I'll keep repeating it for one of the awards in Nigeria, which is the Future Africa Leadership Award. And this has been coming in from her. It's very amazing having you in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us. I think.
Can I add something?
Yes, go ahead.
Though the award is done in Nigeria, it's for Africa.
It's
so
an
every African country. Because the other person was from Zambia, Rwanda, I'm here from South Sudan, there's Chad, there's Togo, Cameroon, Benin Republic, we had someone from Ghana. Yeah, so different countries. Yeah.
All right. So it happens every year. I think that we have a caller. We can give last caller a chance. It happens every year?
Yeah, annually.
Right.
Advance Youth Radio.
Yes, Advance.
Hey.
Yeah, hi. I'm Mercy from Haikalo.
Father, you talk to Maneno, please.
Yes, Maneno.
Yes.
Congratulations, sister.
Thank you.
I really like the way you talk, and I'm so proud if one of our South Sudanese girls is like you. Then I'm now having the feeling of being like you, and I really thank you so much for all you have been saying.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you so much for appreciating.
Okay. And I would like you to emphasize on what you said as about sexual education, because this is actually one of the things hindering our future as young girls in South Sudan. Should emphasize on it as you said.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right.
I think with
That
that.
is very emotional. Every time I see, I feel like I want to cry.
No, actually, she wanted to cry earlier on. I saw her.
Go ahead. Wrap up for us.
You can wrap up first.
Oh. Everyone listening to me now, I'm Anna. I'm in the talent world. I'm in the humanitarian
Where
world.
will they find you?
Where will they find me? I cannot tell my physical location, but you can find me on Facebook, my Facebook page, Anna Maneno Michael Miller. And I still insist, spread love, spread kindness. Together we can build South Sudan. South Sudan can only be built by us, not the government, not the citizen, but all of us.
All right.
Love your nation with all your heart. And I love South Sudan.